Christian Horner has just been fired from the role of team principal at Red Bull Racing after 20 years and after winning 8 World Drivers' Championships and 6 Constructors' Championships, along with 124 wins, 107 poles, and 287 podiums. I'm Halfwhitelies, and let's discuss why I think Horner got fired and why I specifically think he got fired instead of him stepping down. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button and tell me if you think he got fired or if he chose to step down. Why I think Horner was fired and why I don't think he stepped down. Well, first of all, it's only the F1 Instagram that has officially posted about it so far. On the Red Bull Racing Instagram, there's no sign of Horner being fired or not being the team principal anymore. And Horner's personal Instagram also shows in the bio that he is still the Red Bull Racing team principal. Red Bull, in fact, posted 3 hours ago about the Festival of Speed that's happening now and they posted a carousel that still has a picture of Horner in it, so this seems to me like it was very sudden and not really planned, or maybe, it had been brewing for some time but it wasn't official, or it hadn't been decided until probably today. I think that the reason why it's happened this suddenly isn't the Google Drive and harassment scandals from last year, or the key personnel like Wheatley and Horner, Wheatley and Newey and so on leaving. I think it's got a lot to do with one single thing. I think there's only one reason that would lead to Horner getting fired after all the things he didn't get fired over, and that one single thing can only be a certain Max Verstappen telling Red Bull that he has signed elsewhere. Drivers leave all the time, so why is this such a big deal? Well, not only is Max Verstappen the clear-cut best driver in Formula 1 right now, without him the team would be last in the constructors. Last. That is extremely alarming if you are management at Red Bull. Considering 2 years ago the team was at the top of the world, they seemed operationally indestructible, or the car just seemed undefeatable as well. Like, there just seemed to be nothing that could go wrong, and then things started falling apart. Jonathan Wheatley left, which he's played such a massive key role in the role of sporting director in the success of Red Bull Racing, that him leaving is a big thing, even though he isn't as, I'd say, publicly talked about as someone like Max would be. And obviously the big signing elsewhere, Newey. The team just seems to be extremely lost with car design, even though there were speculations that Pierre Wache was actually the one that was doing most of the designing, but it seems like the car has kind of just gone down the drain ever since Newey left. And now I think Max saying that he has signed with most likely Mercedes has broken the camel's back, and I think management has had enough and decided that now is a perfect time to rebuild and get rid of Horner, because you've managed to fumble the number one asset this sport has right now. We're talking an asset so big that every team, like, he can go anywhere he wants. Just appeasing Max isn't going to be enough. He can literally just go up to any team on the grid right now and tell he wants not just a seat, but the seat of a specific driver. Any team will fire any driver right now to make space for him. I think even Charles Leclerc would be shown the door if Max said he wanted to be teammates with Lewis Hamilton at Ferrari right now. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I'm just saying realistically that is the case. Except, actually, I take it back. 18 drivers right now would get fired. Lance Stroll, I think, is the exception. I think he's the only one that's safe from Max wanting his seat. But yeah, I think the only way that Horner is getting fired so suddenly is just, Max delivering the news that he's gone. There's been speculation over the last couple of weeks now, and some credible sources have said that we'll know in the next month and a half what Max's future is. So I think he's finally decided what his future is, and it's probably not with Red Bull Racing. And that's been enough to let Horner go, because he's brought the team from domination to essentially P10 in the constructors. If it wasn't for Max, the only reason that the team is in P10 is gone now, probably. So why keep Horner after all that? Even I could have brought Red Bull from P1 to P10. You don't need Horner for that. I could have done that for minimum wage, and I could maybe even bring it to P9 just by not waving my dick around. So unless we get a second Google Drive leak soon, it definitely, I think, is Max leaving. And this whole situation just kind of reeks of the whole Ron Dennis leaving McLaren situation back in, was it 2015, 16 or 16, 17? Fumbling Honda, except this time around, I'd say it was more like losing, or them fumbling Honda rather than, you know, well, I guess they fumbled Honda back then too, but that was with impatience. I don't know why they fumbled Honda this time. I just hope Red Bull doesn't get someone like Zach Brown at the helm after this, because I really don't need another team that's, as a racing team, incredibly difficult to respect like McLaren is. I used to be a big McLaren fan, but the modern papaya McLaren is just... We don't need to get into that. It's just come, the Horner firing has come very suddenly. The Silverstone weekend wasn't even that bad, even though they put Max out in the rain with a Monza spec wing, and he could have easily still got P3 in my opinion if he hadn't spun behind a safety car, but that's not really Horner's fault, and I don't think that has played any factor in this. They've known the car is bad, and it's not like it got worse in Silverstone. They just got more confirmation that it's still bad. So yeah, I don't know. Are you convinced now that he's fired and that he didn't step down and that Max is leaving? Or, I don't know, leave your comments below and tell me, do you think Max has now finally signed somewhere else? But there is one more option, and that could be Horner deciding to go to Ferrari. Because there were rumors flying around of Ferrari pursuing Horner and him not taking the job. Maybe he is taking the job now. Hamilton and Horner at Ferrari just sounds like a very funny combo. I don't think it's happening, but it could be. It's not impossible. So yeah, tell me your opinion on that. Do you think Horner to Ferrari has any sort of, I don't know, any sort of credibility to it? Or is he going somewhere with Max? Maybe Mercedes has said, fuck it, we're replacing Toto Wolff with Christian Horner and George Russell with Max Verstappen. Would be funny. Dumb, but funny. But yeah, my name is Halfwhitelies. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, hit the subscribe button and leave a like, and tell me in the comments below why you think Horner got fired. Should he have got fired? Like, would you have kept Horner? I personally, I don't think I would have, but I would have fired him last year. Or in the winter break, not now. So tell me, would you have kept him? Would you have kept him until the end of the season? And do you think Max has signed elsewhere already? My name's Halfwhitelies. Don't forget to stream my music. It's in the description below. That's what I mainly do. And it's been pleasure yapping about F1 with you. But yeah, I'll see you soon.